Alright, so hello and welcome back to my channel. So if you don't know, I have started a series where I just want to have simple conversations. Well, they're really not that simple, but just have conversations and pretty much talk about some of the stuff that I'm going through, and with the hopes that these conversations will somehow help somebody else. And if they don't help somebody else, they'll definitely, okay, so if they don't help somebody else, at the very least they will help me. So I got a little bit of time. I'm in the car. I'm actually heading to an appointment that is going to continue helping me do the work to get in a better mental mentally healthy place. God, I don't know why that was so hard to say. But anyway, part of that is definitely me having conversations and talking. I'm gonna say talking through, stuff that I really never have physically, or not physically, but completely just talk through. So anyway, I'm gonna start rambling and get into today's topic, which, if you've already seen the title, then you'll know that today I want to talk about guilt, specifically mom guilt, and what that looks like to me. I do know that this is not only going to pertain to being a teenage mom, but this will pertain to being a mom, period. However, it is coming from the focus of, or the perspective of, being a teen mom. So if that's not something that you think you're gonna want to hear, then you're really not gonna want to hear the rest of the video. But if you are interested in hearing that content, or hearing what I have to say about that, then go ahead and consider sticking around. So, mom guilt. I probably will say this in every video, but my son is 24. He'll be 25 this year in November. So that means, of course, I had him 24 years ago. I had him when I was 15. I got pregnant when I was 14. And to this day, I still handle and deal with mom guilt, of unsure how to handle certain situations. So as of right now, my son does not live in the home with me. He is out. He's not necessarily out in a way that I want him to be out. I actually would much rather him still be home with me. But that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother day. Why I brought that up is because I don't really know how to deal with that situation, with how to advise him. On one hand, I know I want him to be better. I know I want him to make smarter decisions than the ones that I made. And I just want this, not even a glorified life, but a fulfilled life for him. And the way that he's going about doing what he's doing, I don't think is the way. So I often find it hard to tell him, or to give him the advice that I really want to give him, because I went out and did things a certain way. So it's like, how can I tell him what to do if I did it too? But then at the same time, I'm telling you because I don't want you to do the same things I did. So it really does get it gets confusing. But that's not even where the guilt starts at. The guilt kind of starts with one, choosing the dad for him that I chose. And a lot of people will say, well, if you had chosen a different dad, then he would be a different child. I've heard that before. Somebody's told me that before. And while I understand that on one side, the other side of me is like, but if I had chosen a different dad, then he would be a different child, because his dad would have been different. You know what I mean? Like, he would have been, maybe I would have had a smarter and wiser about the person I chose to mate with. Not maybe. I'm not even gonna say maybe. I know I would have, because I was smarter and wiser about the person that I chose to have 2 more kids with, who are in his child's life. I'm actually married to him, and he actually helped me raise my oldest son. So as I got older, of course, I became wiser, you know? And so it was like, if you had just waited, then you would have chosen somebody wiser to bring kids in the world with. That is a lot. It's a lot to deal with, and I know there's no way that I'm the only person that feels that way. I'm sorry, I just know I'm not. And that's even if you don't have kids, teenager, but as a teenager, you can't. There's no way to. There's no way that you can possibly foresee that. I don't think you even possess the chemical capability to put those 2 together, because at 14, 15, you just probably starting to wear makeup. Some kids, my daughter's 13, she'll be 14 in a couple of months, and it's really hard now, because where she is in life now is where I was in life, mentally, but pregnant, or getting ready to be pregnant. We go shopping, and I can't wait to go to 9th grade. She's excited. She's excited about going to 9th grade. She's writing down lists of this and studying and changing habits, and I'm seeing the change in her. And I know that there's no way that if I couldn't have been that far off from that. So to be able to choose a mate to have a kid with, come on, there's no way. There is absolutely no way. So that is something that I've carried around for a long time. That's one aspect of guilt. When I talk about mom guilt, that's one of the things that I'm talking about. The next thing or something else that I think about when I'm talking about mom guilt is the difference in how I raised my kids, my younger 2 versus my oldest. So with my oldest, I didn't have any patience, because I have to say it again, I was 15. What kind of patience for being a full-time mom does a kid have at 15? It's like, what? And so he got spankings for almost everything. He wasn't allowed to have any type of freedom when it came to just doing stuff and being adventurous, that as kids should be, right? Children should be adventurous. So he wasn't allowed to be adventurous, and I think a lot of that interferes with creativity. Now that I'm looking, I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm just comparing my youngest 2 to my oldest in the way that the different things that I see. I just think it has something, maybe it somehow could interfere with creativity, or just being able to explore, and it's just a lot. I just didn't allow him to do those things because I didn't understand the importance of letting a child be a child, because I was a child. I'm like, did I mess him up? Did I do something or interfere in his developing? Because I know I definitely interfered in mine. That's a whole nother topic for a whole nother day, but I do know I interfered with that. So I'm, it's a lot. It's guilt. It's part of that guilt that nobody talks about. Nobody's gonna tell you these things, that this is gonna happen to you, because they can't, or could. If they can, they don't. And I'm not, again, let me say, I'm not blaming anybody for anything. I'm not. I'm just simply speaking my truth. But I'm not placing the blame on anybody. I am, however, saying that nobody can prepare you for that, or has not prepared you for that. So if you're having a baby and you're watching this video and you're 15, 16, 17, and maybe even 18 or 19, I'm telling you that that's something that I think about now, still 24, 25 years later. So you may or may not have that experience. Everybody's experience is different. Going back to my youngest two and my oldest, and the difference in how I raised them, I've heard them having conversations before, and no, not disrespect, but my son will say things like, y'all don't know the mom I know. Shoot, the mom I know used to tear my behind up, but with my younger kids, I'm more patient with them. Now, do they still get on my nerves? Man, yeah. Oh, God, yeah. But the way I handle the situations is different. The patience that I have with them is different until they run out, and then I have to yoke them up too. But it's just different. It's just different, and I feel guilty about it, and then it's really nothing I can do to change it. I can't go back and change it. I can't, and so I often find myself trying to not reparent the past and try to predict my parental future. I'm trying to not do the same thing I did with him, but also I got, like, listen, okay, I mean, I have to be stern, and I have to raise my children. So I try to. You constantly you're constantly trying to outrun your past and predict your future. And that goes with a lot of other stuff too. You probably gonna hear me say that a lot, because I do that a lot, but more than just parenting. I do that a lot with a lot. So you'll hear me say that a lot. And I just said a lot, but you get what I'm saying. Yeah. You wanna move? Anyway, so that's a whole issue. And it's a battle every single day. It's a battle every single day that I still constantly just try not to. It's every single day. It is every single day. So that's another aspect of mom guilt. I do a lot with my younger children now that I did not do with my oldest son. I mean, he played football, and of course I supported him. You know, I went to his games and stuff like that. But conversations that I have now with my youngest two children, I didn't have with my oldest son. I also did have conversations with him, but just not like I have with my youngest two children now. I also, of course, couldn't do for him some of the stuff that I'm able to do for my younger two children now, because I'm a little bit more financially stable, a little bit more aware, you know, and it just, I can't go back and undo those things. But I definitely feel like I should have been doing them with him too. I know I should have been doing it with him too, but I didn't know at the time, because I was 15, 16, 17. You're still trying to hang out with your friends at 15, 16, 17. You're still trying to be a teenager. You're doing what teenagers did. I just did it with my son too, which is another thing that kind of takes me into my next topic. Well, not topic, but the next thing I feel guilty about, and that is exposing him to some of the stuff that I exposed him to. And it's not even the extreme. We're not talking about the extreme, such as, like, he didn't see me doing drugs, or he didn't see that type of stuff, but just being in places around people, hearing things that he shouldn't have been hearing, that I would never allow my youngest two children to hear or exposed to. I mean, it's that I can't go back and undo. I can't go back and undo these things, and it bothers me. It really like tears me up. I'm talking about it now, but every time I get teary-eyed when I think about it. I'm trying not to cry because I don't want to mess my makeup up. But I get really emotional because I can't go back and undo. Can't go back and undo some of the things that I know better now, and I'm getting over those things. I'm working through them. I am, because at the end of the day, I did the best I could do for where I was, for the situation that I was in. Well, it's not a situation. I don't want to call my son a situation because I love my son. He's the first thing I ever felt real love for, as far as unconditional love. I love my son, and I would do anything for him. I just can't go back and undo a lot of stuff that, and it feels like I did not give him the first initial best opportunity in life. And I can't go back. I can't go back and get that back. And it's hard. It is really hard, because I would do so much better for him than what I did for him. I would do so much better for him than what I did for him. You know, I would have gone to college, and I would have probably gotten a degree. I would have did so much more. I mean, I could go back and say shoulda, coulda, woulda. Well, really, that's what this whole video is about, isn't it? But yeah, it's just a lot. It is a lot. Again, I want to make these videos because there's no way to foresee things that's gonna happen unless you've already gone through it, or unless somebody tells you. There's no way to foresee any of it. So maybe if I can be somebody's hindsight, they always say in hindsight I would have blah blah blah. So if I could be somebody's hindsight, I would like to try to do that. It doesn't necessarily mean you're gonna feel or go through what I've gone through. It just means that somebody else can give you a slightly different perspective, and you may be able to see something, or be prepared to mentally handle something that you probably would not have been able to handle had nobody said anything. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, like, people talk about success stories of having a teenage kid like it's just all that you gonna have. No, I feel like you have two different conversations that are had when it comes to teenage pregnancy. You have the far right, which they say, oh, had my baby at a young age, and then I went to college, and now we both have a degree, and you know, so on and so forth. And that's great. Listen, it is amazing. I am so not trying to take anything from that. So I hope that nobody would think that I would be saying that, because if you knew me, which y'all don't know me, but the more you watch my videos, the more you'll get to know me. I'm not like that. And then there's the far left, where you're a statistic. So you have a baby young, you're gonna have multiple children, and that happens. Some people have, golly, this road is terrible. But some people have 1, 2, 3, 4, or have 15, 16, 17. I saw a TikTok the other day, and she said she had a baby at 15, 16, 17, 18, and was pregnant at 19. So I was like, okay, wow. Wow. And kids end up in jail, and so but then there's that middle. There's that middle, and while I didn't have a baby at 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. I also don't feel as accomplished in life as that I should be. And that's not fully because of that, but I have to, it has a little bit to do with it. I'm sorry, it just does. My my son works every day. He has a job. He works. And he's never been to jail. He's never been to jail, not one time. He does not get in trouble. He's not a bad kid. You know, he has habits I don't like, but he's not a bad kid. Very respectful. I could call him right now, and you know, and so I'm looking for 113. So there's that middle, but there's other things that come along with being a teenage mom that nobody talks about, and it's that middle ground. It's that right there in the middle. This happens, that happens, and so that's kind of what I want to talk about, because I feel like they're worse. I feel like when you have all the potential in the world, which everybody does, okay, and you can't figure out why, what, who, and where, it's even worse. If you know, then I think you know how to turn it around. I think you know how to handle it. I think you know. But when you don't know, and that's how I feel. I feel like I don't know exactly where it went wrong for me. Or no, because I do know where it went wrong. But I don't know where I'm stuck at. Where am I stuck at to go back and pick up and keep going? And that this may be going off to a whole nother topic, but I hate looking for buildings. I'm sorry, y'all in the car with me, but I hate looking for buildings when the numbers aren't just bam, 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 and you gotta figure out what the pattern is, where the numbers are going to get to the building that you need to get to. I hate it. But anyway, one part of figuring it out is getting this guilt off of me. Getting it off of me. Because until I get it off of me, I can't go forward. I can't go forward. I'm constantly, it's in my mind every day. You should have did this. You should have did that. You could have did this. You could have did that. And all of that is true. But until I get this guilt off of me, I do know I'm stagnant and I can't go forward. I'm scared to make a mistake. I'm scared to make decisions because in fear of not I'm scared to make decisions in fear of getting them wrong, because I don't want to make another decision. That I'm gonna have to live with the guilt. I don't want to do anything else that's gonna be regretful. And that keeps me from making decisions, because I don't want to live in regret anymore, longer than I already have. I'm 38. I'll be 39 in a couple months, and all my life I have every day woken up in some type of regret, right? And so I don't want to live like that anymore. And so again, I'm sharing what I know is the root of my problem with other people, because if it can help you in any type of way, not have to if it can help you in any type of way, not have to live with that same regret, I'm sharing it with y'all. But I'm telling you that a majority of it is having my son at such a young age, because I can't go back and undo. And because of that, it affects the way I raise my other children. Okay? So I say it's mom guilt, and it's mom guilt because without me being, it kind of interferes with how I am as a parent. No, it doesn't it interferes with how I am as a parent to my younger children, to my oldest son too, because I can't even, sometimes I don't tell him when when I need to tell him, in fear of not trying to be a hypocrite. It's just so weird. It is just so weird. It is so weird. I need to clean them things. They're filthy. But it's just weird. And I'm sure there's a whole lot of other issues, a lot of other things I feel guilty about. And not showing him, not exposing him to the right stuff, or to things that I've taken my kids I've taken my younger two on a cruise. They've been to states, of course, following football. A lot of it's following football, but still, we've been to different states. Stuff that my oldest son didn't get to do. Man, it's just a lot. So, some more of the story. I'm gonna wrap this up. I've been talking for 25 minutes. This is not to tell you how to deal with mom guilt. It's not what it's for. I don't know. My appointment is to go see a therapist right now, in hopes of trying to figure out how to work through this. I've been doing a lot of work on my own, and it's not enough. But if you are a teenage mom, it's gonna be a lot of issues that's gonna come up later on. If you're a teenager and you're thinking about having a kid, you might want to, you've heard this before, but give it some thought, because there's a lot of stuff that's gonna come up that you're not gonna be able to foresee. Okay, so give it some thought. Wait until you are able to process 360 every. Sorry, I got a phone call. I'm recording on my phone. So anyway, wait until you're able to I'm sorry for crying on this damn thing. Wait until you're able to process everything, until you can handle all the emotions that come along with it. If you want to talk to me, please leave some comments in the comment section below. You can follow me on my Instagram at just LaStarra Taherra, and we can have a conversation over there. I've got so many other topics that I can talk about. Like I said, I've been doing this for 25 years. I've been through every emotion that you could possibly think of. So let's talk about it. I mean, if you're a teenage mom, or if you're a mom of a teenage mom, I can talk to you from the perspective, and even possibly get my mom on some of these conversations, and hopefully this will start a new outlook on teenage pregnancy, a different perspective, the down the road that nobody talks about, and I could be of some help. I do appreciate you guys for listening to this video. I hope that if you think it's going to be helpful, that you will like and share the content, so that other people can see and talk and comment. Or maybe if you're a teenage mom and you're 25 years down the road like me, we can talk to each other, possibly help each other. I don't know, but let's do what we can to reach each other and reach out about this issue and bring awareness to it, because it's a lot of glorifying it going around. And while if that's what you love, that's what you want, then great. But if it's not, then think about it and wait. I preach wait. I really do. I preach wait. It's not as glorified as it seems on TV. It's not. So wait. Anyway, again, that is all I have for today. I do have already another topic that I'm planning to make a video on, that I'm going to put out next week. And I I will possibly jump back on and let you know. I'm not exactly sure, but anyway, again, thank y'all for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.